What I really want to spend some time talking about is something that I didn't know the timeline. I knew it had happened, but I didn't know the timeline. But Meltzer would write this. It was surprising to see Tony Schiavone do the pay-per-view since he recently underwent neck surgery and had suffered some fairly serious post-surgery complications. Since he was obviously in pain and not enjoying life, one would have to compliment his performance. Tell us about this, Tony. What was going on in your life here?
Okay, so what happened was I had neck surgery, and then I went home, stayed in the hospital a couple of days. Uh, I remember going to, I had the hard collar on, and I went to tuck. I went to get an X-ray, and they had me take the hard collar off. I took it off, did the X-ray, put it back on. Doctor was irate. The doctor was irate that I they made me take the collar off. I don't know if that had anything to do with this or not, but 2 days later, I'm home, and that's my Sanjay Dutt text sound. So anyway, I got home, and my left arm died. I couldn't raise my left arm.
Wait, what do you mean died?
Okay, I couldn't move it. Okay,
I mean, you could still feel things though, right?
you'll feel things. I just in
You
my
weren't
shoulder,
control
in my left shoulder, I could not raise my left shoulder up.
damnation.
I could move this, okay, but it was pretty much tied. I couldn't. So obviously, I panicked. They brought me back into the hospital. Stayed in there a couple of days, and the doctor finally came back in. The surgeon said, "Well, Mr. Schiavone, sometimes it'll happen, and this was a thing that normally happens. They didn't tell me about that sometimes happens. That when you open up your spinal column, which is what they did, I don't want to bore anybody with this medical talk, but they opened up my spinal column to relieve the pressure on my spine. Sometimes when they do that, your spine will tilt because of the space and will pinch a nerve and result in nerve damage or nerves. So he said, the only thing I can tell you to do is go to physical therapy and work. Sometimes you'll get the feeling back or you'll get the movement back. And I did, and I worked very hard, but it took quite a while. Did physical therapy, did it at home, did everything, and it came back. But there
Wait,
was a,
so I understand. He didn't tell you that was a possibility in advance of the surgery. You found out after the fact.
that's right. Yeah.
How mad were you?
I was pretty, well, I was more scared than mad, I think. And not only that, this was and still is to date Emory's top neurosurgeon. I think he's the head of the company right now, or the head of the department. So it is. It was quite a scary time. And Eric, after the show was over, I remember Eric telling me, he said, "I should have never had you do it because you obviously were in pain."
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, "No, I wasn't. But if that's what you think, that's fine." Uh, so, but that's the way I always am. I mean, when they say, can you do it? I'll go, oh, yeah, I can do it. Right. And that's the way it was. But it was a scary time for me. It really was. I mean, because like I'm just, and there's your 1, 2, 3. So 1995, right? I'm 38, not yet 38.
Hmm.
And I'm thinking, geez, I can't even lift this arm. So, but now I'm back lifting weights 3 times a week. Look at this. Watch out here. Don't let this scare you. See how big it was? It popped the microphone. Don't let that bicep scare you, Conrad, or that one. Watch out. Here comes the tricep. Boom. Ready? Boom. Yeah.
Well, there you see it. Sting is your new WCW United States champion.
No sell.
pick up the win here, 13 minutes and 34 seconds. Coming up next is Ric Flair and Randy Savage. After this match, though, Tony, they had a WCW Father's Day lookalike contest. Fans would send in pictures of their fathers dressed as wrestlers, and the winner was Billy Ray Helms, who I guess looks a lot like Big Bubba Rogers.
Right there. Billy Ray.
Wonder, is that Hurricane Helms' dad, do you think?
It's quite possible.
Let's just call it right now. Sugar Shane Helms' dad right there.
Yeah, it looks like a fella from North Carolina to me.
I can't wait for us to watch this main event because I've heard so much good stuff about Ric Flair and Randy Savage. Like, supposedly this is the match that helps get WCW back on track with their house shows. And I know that many times, people would say, hey, let's just throw Sting and Ric Flair together because we know that's always going to do good ratings. It's always going to do, sell tickets. It's going to be a needle mover, Ric Flair and Sting. But I think Ric Flair and Randy Savage is probably right up there too. I mean, Randy Savage at this point, as far as the mainstream, from a mainstream national or even global perspective, don't you think at this point Hulk Hogan's probably the biggest name in wrestling, but Randy Savage might actually be second?
Absolutely, because of the mega powers or whatever it is. And,
yes.
And the time they spent in the WWE together and against each other and together, and the angle with Miss Elizabeth, and it was all good stuff. And not only that, the Macho Man was tremendous.
Yes.
I mean, he really was. He could work.
How about when Ric Flair dressed in drag? That's what we're seeing here. He was in the front row wearing a sweater, a wig, and a long dress. And now he's whipping the Macho Man, takes the wig off.
Mm-hmm.
What I loved is the promo after the fact, where he's still got eyeliner on, cutting a promo with Vader. It just tickled me.
Yeah, it was some of the stuff that Flair did in that era was very, very good.
It's kind of 95 is kind of like a forgotten time in WCW history because we know what's going to happen. By the way, we see Angelo Poffo getting involved here, and Ric Flair teeing off on Angelo as Arn holds him back. How big of a family thrill was this for the Poffo family? This had to mean the world to Randy Savage to have his dad recognized and involved in an angle like this, because nothing like this ever happened in the WWF.
No, you're right. Nothing like this for Angelo Poffo. It was a great angle. It was well done with the figure four and Arn stomping on him, and it was all. This was a very, very good angle. And of course, then as we found out, a very, very good match. Oh, look at those guys come in to try to get the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment, and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next two house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105. Or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.